Maynard, James Keenan on the Uncle Nasty Show. He's back. How are you, man?
Hi.
Welcome.
I don't mean I don't mean hi. I mean hello, and I'm fine. In spite of your recent legal permitting.
You don't like that?
I couldn't care one way or the other.
We're pretty happy about it. The governor finally made it legit by taking tax money. So
Is it? Will I show my age if I use the word doobie?
No, that's cool.
Doobie's making a comeback, dude.
I'm sure it'll be all over the Paramount tonight.
Doobie's the new reefer.
So when you were in Denver last time, you were pimping the wine. You had the Merkin and the Caduceus, and you sold out in matters of minutes. People waiting in line for hours to meet you, buy the wine. That was a huge turnout. You've got a documentary coming about bringing wine to Arizona.
Yes.
In February next year, I believe.
Yes.
Are you going to be credited with bringing wine to Arizona, to grapes to Arizona? Is this like a mission of yours?
Well, you'll find that there were vines and there were wines there turn of the century, and there have been people doing it for a while in Arizona, and I think it always ends up coming down to one minor element that's kept it from being put on the map. You either need a fantastic farmer, or a fantastic winemaker, or financial backing, or a great story. And if you don't have one of those elements, it's a lot harder to get on the map. And there's some fantastic winemakers, but maybe not necessarily fantastic farmers in Arizona, and vice versa. Some fantastic farmers, but not great winemakers.
So you've brought all these elements together?
Yeah, I mean, just combining, all of our resources, being able to have a story to tell, first of all, and then, the winemaking and the growing, and then having, basically taking everything that I've ever made in my life and dumping it into this black hole.
Well, the town of Jerome's a pretty cool little story, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
A former ghost town brought back to life by wine.
It's still a ghost town.
Yeah?
Absolutely. When we were recording these tracks for the new EP, we're set up basically in the old high school. And so Tim's in there working on some equipment one day, and all of a sudden he hears a knock on the door. And he opens the door, and there's these 30 wide-eyed people standing in the hallway with these little meters. And he's, what are you doing here? And he said, well, we're like, they're like those, upscale ghost hunters. They walk around, they got these weird meters, and they said they've been walking all over town, and the meters have been going off here and there, but they didn't peg like they did right outside of our studio. And the story behind that is that it's the old high school office, and right next door is the nurse's station. And there was an influenza epidemic, turn of the century. So 4 or 5 kids died in that room, and they just mess with stuff all the time. They're always unplugging stuff, turning things off.
So you experienced this during the recording?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah. So they were outside of the door, and they said all their meters were pegged, so they're all like freaking out, like, we've struck gold, And Tim's just sitting there scratching his head, going, "What do you want?" Yeah, ghosts. Anyway, I'm working.
Okay, this is a portal.
Hello.
People from another dimension are coming through here.
Couldn't you come back and be haunted a little later? It's inconvenient right now.
Leave me alone.
If you could bring somebody back from the dead to be on a record, who would it be?
Keith Richards.
Puss and Fur is at the Paramount tonight and tomorrow, and we thought we'd have you play some music that you wanted to hear. How often do you get to play whatever you want on a radio station?
Not very often.
What do you want to play?
Let's play. Does Autolux have a new tune out yet, or are they still working on their new album? You don't know.
No, sir, I don't. I'm not going to
no,
pretend
sir,
to know.
I do not know that. Let's play some Devo.
We'll play some Devo.
Yeah.
All right, we'll play some Devo.
We're just going to reach into the Devo hat and just pull one out and
there you go.
And put it on the playlist.
The Wheel of Devo. Spin it there, Maynard.
Yeah, let's do some Devo.
All right, we'll play some Devo. We'll come back. We'll have more with Maynard. BPI rocks the Rockies.